All right, you guys, I feel like you guys are confused about something, so I'm going to help you get unconfused, okay? So, all right, you guys, I'm a contractor. I am not a roofer, okay? I'm going to break it down. A roofer is somebody who actually builds the roof, who gets paid a certain amount of money. I'd say anywhere from $10 to $20 an hour in that price range, okay? Now, I'm a contractor. What I actually do is I generate all of the money for these roofs to be paid for from their insurance companies, okay? The guys that build the roofs don't have my skill set, okay? They don't have the same license, and they don't have the same software and technology that you need to be able to give an insurance company a proper estimate that they won't reject. It has to be itemized. It has to be like line itemized, okay? Get into that later, okay? So, and I don't do that, okay? I don't do the estimate. Somebody else does that works at the company. So I'm gonna explain to you guys exactly what I do from start to finish, okay? So I show up at somebody's door randomly, me, not looking like this. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, my name is Nicholas Ferguson. I'm in the area because there's been a big hailstorm. Right now, I'm doing free roof inspections to see if your insurance company would compensate you for a full roof replacement. Is that something that you're interested in? Now, that's just a basic rundown, you guys. That's not exactly how I'm gonna word it every single time, okay? So when they're like, yeah, I'm interested, then I go to my trunk, I get my ladder, okay? I take my ladder out, I set it up, I get my chalk, and I get my camera, and I get my cougar paws, which is these things that I wear so I don't slide and fall off the roof. They're boots that have like a foam bottom that you can pull off. They're like that strap. What the fuck is that, man? Velcro. The bottom of it is Velcro to Velcro, so you can take them off. And then the other side of them is foam. It sticks to like your roof, because your roof is basically like sandpaper. That's what your shingles are really like, is sandpaper. So these stick right to it as I'm walking up, okay? It's still difficult though, and it'll wear you out. So I do about a 10-minute inspection, sometimes longer, but usually about 10 minutes to a half hour is how long the inspection takes. If I find enough damage, then I come back down and I like to show them. Sometimes I'm like moving fast and don't do it. And sometimes they're just not really fully interested in it as far as wanting to see all the photos, but it helps to have photos of the damage, you guys, and show them the photos so you're not just some cheap ass motherfucker showing up at their door telling them some shit and they're left to just believe you. Don't just be taking people's words. So what I do is I show them, photos that validate what I'm talking about, being that yes, you do have enough hail damage as to where your insurance company will pay for a full roof replacement. You guys, that's the only way you should ever be getting your roof done, is off of a hail or a windstorm. You should never really be paying out of your pocket to get your roof replaced unless there's like special circumstances to your situation. But your insurance company, you guys, is who you want to book for a new roof. Okay, so learn that right now if you're ever a homeowner. That's how this business works. If I'm just walking around knocking on people's doors, like, yeah, hey, do you want to come out of your pocket 15, 20 grand for a new roof right now? They're not interested. Let's be real. Okay, so understand, this shit sells itself. okay? Just like any hot product, it's gonna sell itself. There's gonna be some people that aren't interested. To fuck them, keep moving, because you know there's gonna be 3 or 4 other people. You just gotta get to them, and don't get stuck up. Don't get hung up with somebody that really isn't fully interested, trying to convince them. All right, so I do my half-hour inspection at the most, usually about 10-15 minutes. I come down, I show the homeowner the damage, and then we call the insurance company together on speakerphone. I dial 1-800 State Farm or whatever their insurance is, which I have on a piece of paper or on speed dial on my phone, so they can see that I've been doing this, okay? So I get them on the phone. They're gonna ask the homeowner questions the homeowner doesn't know how to answer. This is a tactic insurance companies use to confuse people. So when they start asking these questions, but they'll know I'm on the speakerphone too, and I'll let them know. They'll usually allow me to explain to them what is wrong with the house if I'm there. But if you're a homeowner by yourself, they're just gonna basically probably try to play you in some way, shape, or form throughout this process. You need a contractor. That's how these insurance companies have this shit set up. So you have to deal with me. You shouldn't have to, but you have to. It's just how the racket game works, okay? Now, you have to deal with me. You can't do it on your own. You don't have Xactimate. You don't have this. You don't have that. You don't know how to give them an itemized line item to collect the depreciation, which is going to be half the money. Okay, you guys? So, getting way ahead of you, though. You guys don't need to know this shit right now. So, I've done my inspection. I've called the claim in. And now, I've got about an hour into this situation. The claim adjuster is going to give me a claim number. I'm going to write it down. Claim department is going to give me the claim number and a contact number, possibly to an adjuster. I'm going to take all this information down, write it down in the contract, and then, or I'm going to put it in AccuLinks, depending on how this company is moving. And then I'm leaving. I'm done. Now I'm going to have a day, say next Monday, a week from then, I'm going to come back and meet with the adjuster. That's going to take about an hour. Okay? Now, if he buys the roof, which that's what I need him to do to proceed any further. If he doesn't buy the roof, situation's over to an extent, okay? You can always order a re-inspection. There's other things, but for right then and there, it's over, okay? So now if he does buy the roof, then I come back when he sends the check. Sometimes it's with the push of a button with like PayPal. They got weird ways of doing it now. Sometimes the check's got to come in the mail. When that homeowner's got that first check, say $10,000 for a $20,000 roof, now I'm coming back again, and now this is a third process, okay? And I'm picking up the check, and I'm doing color selection, meaning what kind of shingle and color shingle they want on their roof or siding. You know, as far as, you know, vinyl siding or whatever the fuck they want on their siding, okay, if it got paid for. Now, it's more common to get a roof bought than siding, but they often both get bought. But I think roofs are just more common. So, when I get that check, and I get the estimate, the insurance estimate, letting me know how much the job is and what the line items, the itemized insurance estimate with the itemized line items, every single thing they bought, okay? So when I get that, only when I get that, do I know what the insurance company is really thinking, because the homeowner is not gonna know how to read that shit. No way. Not unless they're, even if they're like a contractor, like, not if they did what I did, they know how to read it. But even if they're just like a builder or something, I don't even know if they would even understand all that type of shit. You know, they could probably read blueprints, but it doesn't mean you understand the insurance estimate. Two different things, you guys. Very confusing shit. Okay, so, but don't let me deter you from thinking that you're not capable of doing this, because I didn't go to high school, I don't have a GED, and I never did any kind of schoolwork or anything like that. So anybody's capable of doing this. It's based more on your personality almost. You know, you do have to do have to kind of be crafty and shit, and you really have to be kind of like a jack of all trades. I can't say a people person. I don't even know if I can say that. I don't really like being around people. So I don't know, but I know how to, I guess, when I have to be for the right amount of money, I know how to do what I have, you know. I know how to be a people person when there's that kind of money involved. It's worth it. But in general, I'm not. So when I got that estimate and that check, I bring that to the office. My job is done. That's it. It's fucking over. Building it, buying all the supplies and all that kind of shit, like, that's on, I don't know what they're doing. That's on the owner of the company, which I am not. I'm just a salesman. So I give them half of the profit from the job goes to me. The other half goes to the owner. The owner, their responsibility is all the bullshit in building the roof, hiring the crew, getting all the people. That's not my job. I don't do that. So there's step one, doing the inspection. Doing the inspection, finding damage, opening the claim. That takes about an hour. Then there's meeting with the adjuster. That takes about an hour. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, you guys. Just depends. But that takes about an hour. Depends on the size of the roof and all that kind of shit. So that takes about an hour or 2. We'll just say an hour. Then I go back for color selection to pick up the check and the estimate once it arrives with the homeowner after the insurance adjuster has paid for it. Okay? Then I take that to the office, drop that off, and my job is done. It's 4 steps. I don't build roofs. Understand that. Yes, I climb up on them, but I do not climb up on them to do manual labor. I am inspecting them for the reason that I just told you guys. I have a titanium rod for my knee to my hip, man, from a gunshot wound. I can't be doing that kind of labor, man. I have a herniated disc in my lower back, you guys. Like, I'm literally disabled, technically, but I can't settle for disability money, you know, and that's it, you know, which I'm not on disability or any type of shit like that. I could be though, but it wouldn't serve me justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe someday it will, but right now it won't. So I'm just, man, I can't do no physical labor. And I'm not just saying that like a bitch, like, I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I could try it, like, no, it's just, no, I'm not gonna fuck myself up even worse. You know, it's hard enough to climb up on them roofs, even carry that 40-pound ladder and do other little maneuvers I gotta do and not roll up off that roof and land on my head or some shit and kill myself already, you know? So you gotta be stable up there. You can't go up there if your legs are weak and like, man, like, and I was going up there shortly after I got shot, way sooner than I should have been, you guys, because I had to. I didn't have a choice. Before I could walk properly, I was back climbing on them roofs, trying to not lose everything that I have, you know? And so that's the process. Don't get it misunderstood. Like, I don't swing a hammer. You'll never make $10,000 off of one single roof by doing the labor. Maybe if you're not even the owner of the company who's doing the labor, whoever owns that, they probably make about an average 1,000 or something like that, give or take. And that's in a day though, you guys. So their crew probably makes about 150 to 200 a day each, 4 or 5 guys. And then the owner is making about an extra probably $1,000 give or take. And then a guy like me is making around, we're just going on about a $15,000 job. On that, I'm making about $3,000. And then the company's making about $3,500 because they get a little bit extra for the office overhead. So off a $15,000 roof, it's about $15,000 roof. It's about $7,500 profit. Okay, and so, and that's just for the company. The person that builds the roof and all that, like, that's their part of the expense of the $15,000, the $7,500 that it costs to build the roof. They're that expense. The other $7,500, that's up for grabs. That's me and the owner of the company. And sometimes the salesman is making more than the owner of the company. Even though the owner of the company gets a little bit more percentage, there's just like things that, just they have more expenses. They have to pay their insurance. They got to pay this. They got to pay that. Like, my expenses is my gas in my fucking tank. I really don't have expenses. They do. So at the end of the day, I can make out better than the company. And when a lot of companies start seeing that, and they just start trying to rip people off and rob them and shit, and it just goes bad, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that in all this money that people don't go super corrupt and just turn into little bitches, you know what I'm saying? And don't honor their words, and all type of punk shit happens, man. Not all the time, but some shit is gonna happen when this kind of money's on the table. You better believe it. I know people who've been like seriously trimmed for, man, tens of thousands of dollars. If you have a weak personality, don't even get into this shit. Somebody's just gonna take advantage of you, man, after you're like $50,000 deep with them in jobs, and you're getting paid out as these jobs close. And we'll get into the pay rates and how that works as far as when you get paid and all that. But I get paid when I drop the first check off, and then I get paid when that job finishes. So I get paid twice, 3 times really, because I can go take the contract after I do the inspection and open the claim, turn that in, and get $100 as a draw towards the job for when the job pans out. If the job doesn't pan out, then I'll just owe that $100 on another job for when it does. So I get paid for opening the claim, I get paid for picking up the check and the estimate and dropping it off, and then I get paid when the job is all the way completed. So I gotta go, you guys. Video's getting too long, man, but that's it. I told you everything that you need to understand for now. I'm gonna show you an inspection, a real proper inspection. I felt like the one I did yesterday wasn't good enough. I'm gonna do one today in about an hour, and I'll show you guys that one.